Well, everyone. Today is a day of firsts for me. Welcome to our ride review of the 2025 Moto Guzzi V7 Sport. Now, the reason why this is a load of firsts for me is this is the first ever Moto Guzzi I've ever ridden. This is the first longitudinal or transverse V-twin I've ever ridden, and it's the first ever driveshaft driven motorcycle that I've ever ridden. And it's all thanks to Fraser's Motorcycles. If you live in the Gloucestershire or surrounding counties areas here in the UK, definitely go and check them out if you're looking to buy any new or used motorcycles. They've got a huge showroom with loads of stock available and loads of demos available for you to test ride, just like this one right now. So please do that for me, I'd really appreciate it. And if you do, don't forget to say hello from me. Now, in terms of the way this bike looks, you guys, I think it's really cool. That showpiece, the engine right there, the V-twin, man. And look, you've got all of those little bird logo icons everywhere. This logo here, I'm not sure if that's a falcon or an eagle. I'm not sure. You guys let me know down in the comment section below. But you see elements of this design everywhere. So right on the front here, you see it here on the headlight here with the wings. Also on the indicators and the indicators on the dashboard. This bike has got loads of really small and subtle design touches to it that for me really make it stand out in a crowd of loads of retro bikes that kind of look similar, but Moto Guzzi, they seem to do this kind of look right. You know what I mean? And I'm starting to understand why bikes like this are so popular. Alright everyone, but before we commence our ride review today, let's go ahead and have a little listen to the soundtrack. Again, a totally stock motorcycle, and it has left quite the impression on me. Here we go. Oh, I love the fact how you can definitely tell which way the crankshaft is turning, because every single time whenever you give it a bit of throttle, the bike wants to turn this way. It's so cool, you guys. Alright, but let's have a little listen. Oh, the bike has been warmed up. It will not let you go past 7,000 RPM. That is like an electronic limiter, I think, on the RPMs. God, what an awesome sound, don't you think? My goodness, you guys, where do we start with a bike like this? It's so retro, so cool. It's left such an impression on me already. But I suppose, as always, let's talk about the ergonomics first and foremost. So this bike is a proper cruiser riding position. Your feet are forward. They're not like, it's not like a reach or anything to the handlebars or to the foot pegs. It's a very comfortable riding position. There's no weight on your arm, there's no weight on your back. Everything is very neutral, and it's a lovely place to be, you guys. Genuinely, this is one of the comfiest motorcycles I think I've ever ridden, and it's a perfect sweet spot between one of those laid-back Harley Davidson type cruisers, or something like in between that and the Honda Rebel, where it's actually quite an aggressive riding position, considering that is a cruiser. It's kind of in between both of those. But one of the things that you notice immediately about this bike, you guys, is the torque. This thing is producing such a lovely amount of torque. I can't I can't put into words how nice it feels to have a motorcycle that is A2 compliant, by the way. You can restrict this bike, but it's got buckets of torque. And remember, you guys, that's what makes a bike fun in my book. If it's a bike that feels fast, you know, where you get that thrust, that kind of hold on to the edge of your seat kind of thing, the experience, but you're not actually going very fast, that's a great bike. That's a fun, just a seriously fun motorcycle. And that's the thing, despite the fact that this bike is very comfortable, and you know, you could easily cruise with a bike like this just all day long. you've got all of that power and performance at your fingertips as well. So you can, like, that's in third gear, you guys, at 3,000 RPM. It just pulls like a train. It's awesome. This bike is so good. I mean, I've only been riding it for 20 minutes, half an hour or so. I'm absolutely blown away, you guys. This is such a neat riding experience, and unique as well. In a, you know, when you've got a plethora of inline 4s or inline 3s even these days, the fact that Moto Guzzi are still sticking to their guns with this longitudinal V-twin design, it's no wonder, you know, because this bike is hella fun, and you can seriously lean it as well. You can proper race this bike. It's very, very confidence inspiring, surprisingly enough, even though it's just a cruiser. But let's go back to the ergonomics a second, because that seat, oh, my butt is so happy. It's so happy right now. This seat is so squishy. It like cups your cheeks, your ass very, very nicely. It's just one of those bikes that screams comfort, and it really is a comfy bike, you guys. Maybe not so much for the pillion, and there's not really a big seat for the pillion, but even so, I think this is still going to be a comfy ride regardless. Alright, so before we jump into some 0 to 60 runs here, let's talk some specs. So this is the 2025 Moto Guzzi V7 Sport. It's running an 853cc longitudinal V-twin or transverse V-twin, which is producing 66.5 horsepower at the crank, and get this, 75 newton meters of torque, peak torque, out of this wicked little engine. I say little, actually, it's not that big, excuse me, it's not that small. It's quite a big thumping V-twin. That torque is wicked. But that's all weighing in, you guys, at 218 kilograms wet. Which, to be fair, you guys, it doesn't feel it at all. This bike does not feel heavy in the slightest, at least comparatively to its displacement. Usually more displacement means heavier, especially, I mean, not so much when you're looking at super sports or sport bikes, things like that. But yeah, like my ZZR 1400, for example, that's a 260 odd kilogram motorcycle, and it's a 1441cc inline 4. So yeah, the fact that this only weighs 218 kilograms wet, that's pretty good going, I think. Alright, so we're going to do some 0 to 60 runs here. Let's see if the... let's turn on traction control, because this bike does have some pretty... It's got quite a lot of torque, as I keep mentioning, you guys, but it's just one of those things that really does set this bike apart, I think, especially if you're restricting this to A2, you're still getting a lot of that torque. So in terms of 0 to 60, I mean, you got to be thinking like, I don't know, 4 to 5 seconds or so. The thing that lets it down is the gearing a little bit and the RPMs. It's geared quite short, and like I said earlier, it's hard locked at 7,000 RPM. But here we go. Let's see how we do. There. You see what I mean about how that RPM is hard locked at 7,000 RPM? It would be nice if you could get up to that 8,000. But let's try again. All right, here we go. Okay, that was better. That was a better run. Let's see if we can fit in one more. I know I'm riding you hard, darling, I know. It's an air-cooled engine, this, and it smells it too. Right, here we go. Come on, oh no! I missed that last gear shift. Damn! Oh. Look, this bike isn't made to do quick 0 to 60s, you know? Come on, give it a break. It's still pretty quick, you guys. You still feel that immediate torque. So, I can't complain too much. This isn't going to be the fastest motorcycle in the world. A quarter mile, I don't know, you got to be looking at maybe 13, 14 second quarter mile, something like that. I haven't looked it up, you guys, what it's like on paper, but that's just a rough estimate based off of the torque and the performance of the bike. But in all the gears it pulls really well, so it wouldn't surprise me if actually once it gets going, if it actually has a fairly quick quarter mile as it's picking up speed, you know what I mean? It's just that start. But what a bike, man. That's the thing. The thing is with phrases, so I book a time slot with them, and I don't know what bike I'm going to be on. There's only one time where I've asked to be on a bike, and that was the Hayabusa. Every other time they've just put me on a bike. Honestly, every single time they do that, I love it because I don't know what to expect, and it just puts a huge smile on my face whenever I'm having a lot of fun on a bike, which I am on this. It makes me so happy. But I mean, that's all to do with the bike, you guys. The fact that the bike puts a smile on your face is really all you need to know. It doesn't matter performance-wise, spec sheet-wise, that kind of stuff really doesn't matter. It's the riding experience that matters the most, you guys. Alright? Genuinely, this bike is fun. Even though it's comfy, even though it's a bit of a lazy boy in terms of the riding position and the ergonomics and the comfort, this bike is a lot of fun. Now, before we move on, let's have a little look at the dashboard here. That is in neutral. Yep. Sometimes it can't make its mind up between being in second gear, first gear, or neutral. So I just want to be a little bit careful there. So in terms of the dashboard, very, very minimalist. So you've got the mode button here, which changes the computer. So you've got your time, your trip computer, your MPG, that kind of thing. The mode, that's probably one of the most important things here. So if you press this button, this is the mode button. So you've got the Strada, which is like road mode. You've got Pioggia, which I think is the rain mode, and Sport. Let's put it in the Pioggia mode. You've got your horn here, you've got your indicator, you've got your lights, which by the way, the light on this bike is really neat, it's really cool. But that's pretty much it. You can turn off the traction control by holding the mode button here. There you go. So MGCT disabled, so that's the traction control. Let's leave that off for now. Why not? Let's see how we get on. But that's pretty much it, you guys. You've got your gear. You've got a gear indicator as well here, which is pretty nice. Of course, you've got your tachometer, your rev meter. But it is a basic motorcycle in a lot of ways. For 2025, there's not really a lot going on in terms of the tech features. But still, have I got to hold it? Oh, that's cruise control. What? This bike's got cruise control? How does that work? Oh my god, that's so neat. I had no idea, but there's so many controls with just this button. Whoa. And then obviously if I brake, it turns it off. Then press it again. No. There we go. Wow, okay. That's cool. It's a little bit finicky, the cruise control, but that's awesome. That was actually one of the things that I was going to mention about this bike. It would have been nice if it had cruise control. And it does. Wow. That's awesome, you guys. And then hold it to turn it off whilst you're moving. Yeah, brilliant. So whilst you're at a standstill, if you hold that button, that's what controls the traction control. All right. If you're moving and you hold that button down, that's what activates the cruise control. But yeah, and of course you've got your full beam as well, which is just a little push there for your full beam for that little button on the back. But you've got ABS as well. Pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys, in terms of features and a 6-speed manual gearbox. Wow, what a bike. I mean, 276 miles, you guys. That's all this bike's got on the clock. So I'm getting one of the newest experiences right here, the rawest experiences possible for 2025 on this bike. And I love the mirrors as well. These mirrors, they give you so much vision behind you. It even says on the mirror in letters here, it says objects in mirrors are closer than they appear. So it means that it's got a little bit of is it focal length? So it's zooming in a little bit more to what's behind you. Pretty cool. Pretty neat little addition there. Oh man. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to mount a front-facing camera because there isn't really many mounting points on this bike. But I've got the Insta360 there, I've got the POV, those are the main ones, I guess. But look, adjustable suspension here. I'm not entirely sure how much adjustment there is, but looks like it's preload only on the forks. Which I suppose is all you need really, for comfort anyway, that's all you need. Let's right, I'm gonna hold in the clutch. Okay, right, there you go, Strada. So that apparently is how you can change the modes whilst you're on the go. You just pull in the clutch and it allows you to push the button. Oh no, it lets me change the mode as well whilst I'm moving just off the throttle then, I guess. So it tells you when to gear shift as well, so as you get past 5,000 RPM, the dashboard is going to tell you to shift. Which isn't something really that you see on bikes. You see that a lot in cars, but not so much on bikes. Sometimes you get the lights that flash when you're getting up to the top end of the RPMs. My goodness, man, what a bike. It's just fun. It's just one of those bikes that just puts a smile on your face, and man, I just don't know what else to say, to be honest with you. Everything is quite simplistic, everything is rudimentary, not a bad thing in the slightest. If you're looking for a retro style bike where all you gotta do is jump on and ride it, this is the perfect bike for you. You don't have to worry about loads of techie stuff getting in the way, although some of those tech features that are important are there, like that cruise control. That's wicked, you guys. Let's try the Piogetta. Sorry, I'm not Italian, so I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, Pioggia. Sorry, I read that as a T at the end there. Pioggia. So yeah, I'm guessing this is like the low power mode or the rain mode. Still got torque though, you guys. That isn't going away anytime soon on this bike. Wow, just awesome. Now apparently some new additions to this bike. I don't know if it's just the sport variant or if it's just for 2025 in general, but the fuel gauge has been added here. Apparently there's been some other bits and pieces that have been updated as well. Apparently it's got a bit of red trim as well on the seat. So some bits and pieces have been updated from either last year's model or because this is the sport variant. This is a more up-rated spec, so to speak, maybe. I can't remember. Luke at the dealership, he did mention to me about certain changes, but I can't remember what that's in reference to. But yeah, it's great that they've got the fuel gauge on there. For a cruiser, I mean, a lot of bikes, believe it or not, you guys, they don't come with fuel gauges, which might sound quite crazy, but yeah, a lot of these bikes simply, I mean, you don't really need it, do you? You just measure it from your trip computer. If you know that the bike's done about 100 miles, then you know it's probably time to fill up. But it's nice to have that fuel gauge there anyway. One thing to keep in mind though is that when it's on the kickstand, the fuel gauge kind of resets itself, and if you've got like less than half tank, it will show no fuel in the tank. All right, but as soon as you stand the bike up, it will recalibrate and it will measure the fuel properly. But yeah, that was one of the things that it looked like at the dealer when we first turned the bike on. It looked like there was no fuel in the bike whatsoever. But yeah, there was actually about a third tank of fuel in there. So and yeah, I just topped it up, added a few litres in the bike whilst I'm out doing these videos today. But yeah, and an air-cooled engine as well, you guys. Not one of those things that you see very often these days, an air-cooled engine. And it doesn't seem to me like the performance is being limited by that. So, at least, I don't know, I mean, we've been riding for, what, 40 minutes or so now for the ride review, maybe 15, 20 minutes now. But I haven't felt any kind of performance degradation at all. I've been pushing this bike pretty hard today. So yeah, and you can smell it as well when you've been riding it hard. You can smell it. It's got like an oily smell that's just like radiating off the engine. So yeah, this bike is not designed to be in those higher RPMs, you guys. It's not designed to be ridden hard. It's designed to be a cruiser. And when it comes to cruising, this bike nails it. It's really good. I mean, the only comparisons really that I've got for you are the Vulcan 650 from Kawasaki and the Honda Rebel 1100. And they don't really compare that much because this is a totally unique riding experience. At least between the Vulcan and the Rebel, they're both parallel twins. One is a 649cc, the other is like an 11 something cc or 10 something cc. So there's not really a lot to compare here, to be honest with you, but from my limited experience on cruiser bikes, this thing is good. And apparently, according to Frasers, this is one of those bikes that as soon as someone test rides it, they want it and they buy it almost there and then on the spot. Speaking of which, I can't remember the pricing of this bike. I'll pop it up on the screen for you now from new, but I'm guessing that this is probably around about 10 grand, maybe 11, 12 grand, something like that from new. So if that is the case, you guys, that is a fairly expensive motorcycle for what you're getting, but I still think it's worth it, you know. Like one of the cool things about this bike, right? It just wants to tilt to the right. It's such a great little feature. It adds so much charm to the bike, you guys. But let's have one last listen to the soundtrack here. Here we go. So you can see it trying to push me off. That's awesome. That's so cool, you guys. And the first time when I trying to find the kickstand, it's quite far back, but once you get it, it's really not a problem reaching it. It's actually okay. But another cool thing is when you turn the bike off, you can see it like moving from side to side as you turn it off. Oh, that's wicked. Also, one last little thing here as well. This fuel cap is quite unique. So you twist it to unlock it, and then you've got to spin it around like that. The only problem, of course, with this design is that you've got to put it on the bike somewhere. You don't want it falling off or losing it. And then, yeah, you can just spin it till it goes all the way down. And then keep twisting the key like that. Then it won't go anywhere. That's such a cool design, don't you think? Let's spin it around a little bit more. There you go. So Moto Guzzi is facing the right way. What a bike, you guys. This thing... it surprised me in so many ways. I'm going to try and shoot another couple of videos on this bike, but my god, I really don't know what to shoot on it because it's such a unique riding experience. It's wicked. And the fact that Moto Guzzi is sticking with this type of engine and they put it in quite a few of their other bikes, I mean, it just goes to show, doesn't it, what a motorcycle this is. And it's hella fun, very torquey, not the fastest thing in the world, but it doesn't need to be. The main thing, the most important thing is getting off the line quickly, and you absolutely can on this bike. And that thrust that you get from the torque, yeah, that's what makes a motorcycle fun, you guys. And it's got a little bit of top end horsepower as well, just to finish off the RPM range absolutely wicked. This bike certainly gets my seal of approval, everyone. If you've enjoyed our ride review out today, then please go ahead, leave that like, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell down there so you don't miss any more ride reviews from us on Moto Guzzi motorcycles. I'm looking forward to having another go on another different Moto Guzzi bike. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that, and don't forget again to check out Fraser's Motorcycles if you're looking to buy a motorcycle. Huge thank you to them, and don't forget to say hello from me if you decide to visit them. But yeah, everyone, thank you again ever so much for joining us today. We'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.